moved out here 20 years ago. I cater top today. I worked down the street, no, this way at a different coffee shop, but I would frequent this one. It's been a really long road, and Todd's right, I have kind of done it all. Like I moved out here to be an actor, and then I started doing music, and I did that for years, and then now, I mean, I'm still acting, but as we all know, the business shut down for a while. And so I started focusing on writing more in my pretty much year away from acting. And it's been wonderful. I workshopped 2 plays over the strike, which I was really fortunate to do. I ran into my friend Merle at Disney. I picketed twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week. I was very, very active with the strike and trying to stay up on like what was happening. And it honestly was great for me. Whenever I picketed, it was like I felt really good. I felt like I needed it, honestly. So that's been a huge part of my year. I have 2 kids. That's been a huge part of my life. And I just sold my first feature, so it has distribution already with Paramount. Yeah. Thank you. So it's been like it's called Alma and the Wolf, and it's a psychological thriller horror with a bit of a comedy. I think it's funny. And the guy who's attached to direct it, his name's Michael Patrick Jan. He directed, I don't know if you ever watched Drop Dead Gorgeous. And like the States, he knows comedy. So I'm very happy because I need it to be funny. I think it needs to be funny. And they have, I mean, it was supposed to start shooting in July, but now I've heard that they're going to start shooting as soon as possible. So that's great. Which means I'll finally get paid. So I've been mainly focusing on writing. So like I feel like I act, I write, I used to do music. I don't really know if I can speak to that. If you have strike stuff you want to talk about, I have been pretty active with that as well. But yeah, I mean, it's been a really pretty great ride. The last couple of years have been really bumpy, but I think, as we all know, like I personally feel like that stuff really brings out, like it makes you really seek what you really want in this life. For me, it's been like I think I thought acting was going to be my everything, and I had all these ideas in my head as a writer, and I kind of started to dabble, and when things started shifting out of that, I felt like it was, I guess, what I'm going to focus on. And now in retrospect, I had time with my children who are 3 and 5, and I got to write. And so it was all in, found so much community. I mean, I feel everything right now. So I'm really here for you guys. Like I'm here for all of you and anything you need, because I feel like being a cohesive unit, being, like in solidarity with one another is really, really important and invaluable. So anything you need, just, I'm here. I'm here for questions, really, or thoughts, anything. I'm a character actor. I mean, I feel like I came from the theater and I love doing character work. And so I think I just wanted to continue telling stories that were really driven by character. And so I think I always think of things, I don't think of things structurally like story first, always. I think of, just put it on. I think of things like more character first, like who's somebody, and not just the protagonist or the antagonist, like everyone. I want it to feel like anybody auditioning for something I'm doing is like, it's not just a little part, like even the co-stars are important, because I started as an extra and worked my way up. I mean, I was an extra, then I was a co-star, then I was a guest star, and then I was recurring, and then I was a series, all the things. So I've seen it all, and I've been a part of it all. So I think character was huge for me. And yeah, I mean, you read enough scripts, like you can tell immediately if you're. And I feel I'm very biased to my writing, but I was like, I wanted people. I always think I know the start, the beginning, and the end usually, like how do I want it to end, where do I want it to end, and then it's mainly character driven. And then I find my story, like I do the note cards sometimes, and you know, like, well, how did this scene feel next to this scene? And then sometimes I just write, like Alma and the Wolf. I had just gotten done doing this show called Justified, and I like loved that show, and I loved the character I got to play on that show. And I was like, I just want this world, like a world where these people, not the people from Justified, but people like these people could exist. And what if there was like in my head, the prototype for the lead was like a young Steve Buscemi type. Like I really wanted it to be like this anti-hero hero. I wanted the guy to be so pitiful because I'm from a small town and like I grew up with, I had 800 people in my town, you know, and I grew up with people that were like, obviously, you know, the people that we write about, you know, and this guy, and so I wanted to create a world where this guy could be the hero. And so anyway, sometimes it's that. It's like I want it to be like a southern or a small, it's usually a small town. You know, I'm focusing on small town, those worlds, because that's where I'm from. But it's almost always like character first. Like who do I want to watch? Who do I got these pages as an actor. Would I be just like, holy shit? And it's pretty amazing when it works out. Like I had friends message or people I didn't even know message me about Alma that were like, holy shit, like this is amazing. So it worked, you know, it like actually works. It's kind of a high. I've never felt that way before where as an actor, I don't know about you, but it's so rare that you get pages that you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like, how did I get so lucky to be like this? Oftentimes it's not that. So I just wanted to create a world where that could provide that. And it was really, really awesome.
How much can you tell us about all that?
I mean, so it's been in pre-production, or I sold it almost a year ago. But as I said to all of you, it was in July, they were supposed to start shooting. They had cast, I probably can't say because who knows even if the cast is still attached. The last I had heard, they have to go back to the cast because their contracts were up because of the strikes. So they have to renegotiate. But yeah, I mean, it's all, that's another thing is I'm now finally I was working with a literary manager and dropped them and I had nobody, but you're an actor and I'm now writing and I'm writing more than I'm acting. So I'm talking about writing a lot. So I was on shooting a movie and this director and I became very good friends. We were talking about writing and I just said this thing I've been working on for 7 years off and on. And I said, it's like Coen Brothers in character. That's how I described it. With like a Guillermo del Toro creature. Because there's a whole wolf thing. And I said, it's like a scary wolf, like a very scary animal. But it's funny. I think it's really funny, like in the way that Fargo's funny, you know? And she just remembered that. And anyway, a month after we finished shooting, she's messaged me and she's like, hey, I have a guy that's looking for exactly what your film is. And he has money. He has money. And he has a distribution deal for Paramount. And he read it and he picked a different one for his first slot. But he loved it. And he's like, I don't know if I could make it. It's a $5 million budget, which to me, I was like, that's great for an indie movie. I had so many indie friends too, filmmaking friends, be like, you're getting paid for a movie and you already have distribution. Take it. Like, you're getting paid money. Like I'm an indie. I've made 3 films and I've never been paid money. So I felt very lucky. It was all just through a friend and most of the things that have come my way as a writer have been because I talk about this more. And I'm writing when I'm in my trailer. I mean, we have so much downtime usually. I've written entire scripts while waiting for them to call me. I mean, what a gift of this job. You know, you get pampered and then you get to free food and all the things. It's a beautiful thing. I will never stop loving that part of the business. I don't love watching horror films. I'm going to be honest. I hate horror films because I'm so terrified. but that's how I think. My brain just goes into like horror or like, science fiction, like what you're talking, science fiction, horror. Like I think about that stuff a lot. So, but then I wrote 2 plays. The 2 plays are very, like, one's like a family drama and the other one's like a weird Kafka-esque, weird meta shitstorm. It's crazy. and it's great. And it's been great. Theater's very different for me. That's like a different format. So, but I just love all of it. Kind of love all of it. Like all of the different formats of writing. I started as a songwriter, as Todd knows, and I love writing and I love stories. So it just kind of feels good.
I have this thing written, and so the lesson to take away would be like, just keep going, just keep writing stuff, just keep writing. So that when you have that conversation, you have like, oh, hey, I'm working on this is what it is, well, and then that person remembers, and keep meeting people
and
too.
You just nailed it. Like I have lots of friends that are writers, but like I just am like, always be writing. Just do it. Do the thing, because it makes you feel better to do it. Like when I was feeling, let's be real, like it was a really shitty time for all of us. And I was raised Catholic, so like I get it all out now. I couldn't do it for so long, but like it was really hard. And so I would write and I would pick it. That's what I did, and I would spend time with my kids. That was all I did for the last year, essentially. Was right. When the writer's strike hit, I was out picking because I was a pre-WGA, like all the things. So I just always be writing. If you love to write, just do it, because you're gonna be happier. I really think you will be, and then you'll have something to talk about,